Hi YouTubers, this is a review of BRNO ZKM452 or BRNO Model 222 or .222 LR rimfire rifle, and a short details of the differences between BRNO Model 1 and BRNO Model 2. The BRNO rifles are no more manufactured nowadays, and they have become a very rare commodity. I was lucky to found one, and this rifle it is a BRNO Model 2 or ZKM 452, proof marked or made in 1967. The BRNO Model 2 is one of few rifles which has been able to survive through the solid 50 years and to retain its original design intact. However, now it is manufactured under the description of CZ452 or CZ Model 2E. This particular rifle that I got is proofed in 1967, as I have already told you, and has a beechwood stock without cheekering, and it is in excellent condition, even that its bluing is intact. First of all, I want to show you some aspects of the gun nearly or as clearly as I can, because we will be talking about those aspects later on in the review. So safety is always first, and I have made sure that the gun is empty. As you can see, I have visibly seen there is no bullet in the chamber, and there is no magazine as well. I have removed the magazine, and I have checked the action, and I have checked the chamber. There is no bullet. So after having sure about these things regarding safety, I'll be showing you some aspects. The first thing I want to show you is the proof marking. As you can see, this is the proof mark, and you can see it is proofed marked in year 1967, and above that it is the logo of BRNO, and quite near to that, you can see, quite near to the proof marking, you can see a gas vent port, and there is such like gas vent port on the other side of the gun. Here you can see there's another port, and here is the serial number of the gun, which I have hidden, and the third gas port you can see is on the bolt. Here the bolt moves, and you can see the third gas vent port. Okay, and after that I just want to show you these autofocus cameras sometimes. Here we go. Made in Czechoslovakia. As you can see, it is written made in Czechoslovakia in 2 lines. And here, if you can see, I think it will be difficult to show you because the gun is deeply blued. Here it is BRNO Model 2, and caliber 0.22. Oh yes, here it is, caliber 0.22. And here you can see BRNO model 2. These are on the top of the barrel and top of the chamber. The factory description of, or the original name of BRNO model 2 is ZKM452, and today we'll be comparing BRNO model 2 and BRNO with the BRNO model 1. Okay, the most distinguishable feature that makes a BRNO rimfire rifle a model 2 is the Mauser military style tangent rear sight. If the rifle wears a tri-leaf sight, it is model 1 or model 5. But if it has a Mauser military style tangent rear sight, it means that it is a model 2. And model 2 is the only commercial 22 or 0.22 model that wears the tangent sight, and it is continued to its descendant, which is called model 2E, CZ model 2E till date. I'll show you the tangent rear sight. Here you go. Aha. Here it is. Here it is. Yes. So it is the most visible difference between model 1 and model 2, and the increments are from 25 yards to 200 yards, with the 25 yards increment means 25 yards, 50 yards, 75 yards, 100 yards, 125 yards, 150 yards, 175 yards, and 200 yards. It can be used accurately up to 200 yards. So it is the most visible or distinguishable feature that differentiate between model 1 and model 2. The other difference between model 1 and model 2 are the 3 gas vent ports which I showed you in the beginning. You can see one is near proof marking, second one is near serial number, and the third you can see is located on the top of the bolt. Model 1 doesn't have these 3 gas vent ports. And another thing which I want to show, which I want to tell my fellow YouTubers, that the size of these gas vent ports in CZ rifles is bigger. Means in BRNO model 2, the size of these gas vent ports is 2 mm, and in CZ rifles the size of these gas vent port is 3 mm. And in other visible there is another visible difference between the model 1 and model 2, and it is the ejection port. The ejection port is also different in both of the rifles. BRNO model 2 has an oval shaped ejection port. As you can see, it has an oval ejection port, while the BRNO model 1 has a rectangular or 4-cornered ejection port, which is a bit bigger in size in comparison with the ejection port of the model 2. So after that, if you want to go further in detail and want to learn about the other visible difference. Another difference between Model 1 and Model 2 is the safety lever. In Model 1, safety lever is in line, and while in Model 2 it is perpendicular, or it has been relocated to the right side of the bolt. There are some other differences between two models of the gun which are not visible externally. Means you have to disassemble the gun to view them, and the most important or most visible difference between the two models which you can see after disassembling the gun is their trigger group. The Model 2 has a Winchester Model 70 type of override trigger, and the Model 1 has a Mauser type levered sear trigger. If you are asking personally, in my personal view, the trigger of Model 2 based on Winchester Model 70 type is far superior, and it remains unsurpassed till date. However, the polish of Model 1 is better than polish of Model 2. Let us talk about another important feature of this rifle, or the rifles made in year 1967 or so. In the 1967 was the year which had a very big importance in the history of the BRNO and CZ rifles, because in 1967 it is said that the BRNO was handed over to the CZ board, but it actually happened in 1968, not in 67. And after 1968, for quite few years, the rifles were made from the BRNO parts under the supervision of the BRNO inspectors. And after in the 70s, the CZ started to make their own rifles. So in 1967, it was a landmark year when the BRNO started to make the barrels with 12 grooves. Yes, they switched to 12 grooved barrels in year 67. So this particular rifle that I have, has a 12 grooved barrel, and I have personally counted the groove and made sure that this rifle has a barrel which contains 12 grooves. And I have shot it quite a lot since the day I got this rifle, and I am very lucky. As you can see, the condition of the rifles, even it was made and proved in year 1967, it has an excellent condition from woods, or even the bluing of the barrel of the rifle is not faded away. So I have shot it quite a lot, and I have found it to be very, very accurate. And I cannot say for sure that which barrel is superior, 12 grooves or 6 grooves. There's quite a debate going between the fans of 12 grooved barrels and the 6 grooved barrels, that which one is better. But I cannot say anything for sure, because I don't have a BRNO Model 2 with 6 groove barrels. Means I cannot compare, I cannot say. But whatever I can say, that it is a very, very accurate rifle, and in my opinion, a good barrel is a good barrel, irrespective of its rifling form and no matter how it is made.